Yeah. So I was so excited when I got back from Epic, and then unfortunately, something came up with my family, and family always comes first for all of us. So I had to deal with that, and it kind of took a little bit of wind out of my sail, but I'm back in it. So what I wanted to do is just share a few things that I really took away from Epic. And so anybody that is really looking to grow this business, like to help other people, whether or not you want to do it because you want to help inspire other people, or whether or not it's because you want to get out of the job you're doing, or you just want to have extra money, whatever your reason is. Sometimes it's just having like some of these few small tips and tricks. Me and Susan, I don't know if Susan's on the call or not, but me and Susan Malone are actually going to Kentucky on Sunday, and we're going to do the leadership coaching and dynamics course. So I am really excited with that. And I think there's only like 100 of us, so we'll get a lot of one-on-one attention, which is good. So anyway, so I won't take too long because I know everybody's busy, but I just want to go through a few different things. So with Epic, I don't know if everybody realizes, but it is more of like a rewards conference. So they're rewarding everybody. But the thing that was awesome is that all of these people who are ranking up and doing really, really well in the company got to speak and got to talk and got to explain things. So maybe, Natasha, I might later get you to start thinking now, because maybe you can give an example too. But so one of the biggest things is getting out of your comfort zone. So you will notice that most of us that came back, we're all trying to do a 30-day live. I failed a little bit, but that's okay. I had a lot of stuff going on. So, but I did better than what I did before. So you have to get out of your comfort zone. So whatever that is. So for some people, it could be just talking to somebody else about giving them advice on lifestyle, and that could be very uncomfortable for them. For other people, it could be going on Facebook. You know your comfort level, you know where you're at, but if you want to be successful, and it really doesn't matter if it's Pruvit or if it's some other part of your life, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You will never get started if you wait to be perfect. So if you wait to know it all, you wait to be able to explain every single detail, you wait for that, you will never go, because that's never going to happen. There's always going to be new research coming out. There's always going to be something else. You just have to do it. And you are going to suck. Like at first, like you're going to say things, you're going to be like, oh shit, but that's what's going to get your comfort level up, and you're going to do it, and you're just going to be proud of yourself that you did something and you got out of your comfort zone. So I'll pick on Jen, because I already picked on her on my last call, but there's probably people that go to kickboxing class, and when they first go, they suck. Like it's inevitable, like, right? But then they just keep going, and they keep getting better and better and better. And it's the same thing with this type of business. So don't overthink it. Like I'll show you my first Facebook Live. It sucked, but I still everyone keeps getting better and better. So you have to do that. It takes consistency and effort. So you do need to consistently do this and effort. And it's like everything in life. So, right? So working out, eating, being a good parent, being a good spouse, it's consistency and effort. So you really need to do that. You need to be you. So don't try to be like Dr. Nicole Crookshank's on here. Don't try to be a doctor, right? Don't try to be like a fitness trainer if you're not. Don't try to be funny if you're not. Just be you, and be you as, right? So the more authentic, the more real you are, people will see that, and they won't think that you're some like slimy salesperson. And it's not that anybody's going out to be a slimy salesperson, but they think that somebody wants them to be that. Like none of us want you to be whoever, right? So I literally stalk a lot of like Pruvit promoters, and I kind of like, you know what? I like the personality. I could do that. And I kind of go with that, where some other promoters don't resonate with me, but that's fine. You want to be you, because then the team you're going to attract is going to be like you. And you want to work with people like you. You don't want to try to be somebody else and then attract those people. And then, right? Not that I'm saying like you are going to get other people on your team that aren't identical to you, which is great and fine. But I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Give me a couple head nods. You can't care what other people think. So this is a whole nother conversation. There is a lot of skeptical people out there. There's a lot of things going on. And even, I mean, so Nicole Beers is on here. So even like, even with like Beachbody and doing that, like you can't care what other people think because not everybody wants to work out, right? So it's the same sort of thing. So you can use all of these things in everything, but our keto conversation is maybe even a bit more that you really can't care what people think. So that's where plugging in and getting on all the Pruvit Pulse calls and listening to the science and the research and everything, and so that you have so much confidence that nobody can shake you, right? I am knowing that I am helping people. I get skeptics, I get those kind of things, but I know I have confidence. I don't care what anybody else thinks. And in fact, I go as far to say when people talk, I'm like, you know what, those doctors just haven't caught up with the science yet. Like a lot of doctors are, but some haven't. And it's coming out, and right, like I'll get you some research. So you just have to be confident enough. So if you care what other people think, this business is going to be very hard to do because it is a little bit of a new conversation. And this isn't easy, as we've all kind of noticed. So we all kind of like first start up and we reach our warm market. So we reach out to our friends and our family and we have like some real good success. And then all of a sudden we have no more warm market, right? So we're like, okay, now what do I do, right? So you just, and we're going to go through some points on how to create more of a warm market, but just know that that is normal. That happened to every single one of us. And then we just have to grow some new skills to try to find some other ways to do this. And that's where you being you and you knowing what's good for you is going to decide what your path is. So there's no right or wrong way to do this business, okay? There's just, I'm just gonna, sorry. Oh, I don't know how to mute. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. So you've got to be proactive versus reactive. So proactively every day, either doing something on social media or planning a mixer or doing something, whatever that is. One of the things that I thought was really good is you've got to like plan your year. So plan like what you want to do for this year, then break it down to how you would break that down step by step for the months. And then, so then you plan your month and then you plan your day. So tonight you would plan for tomorrow, right? So if your goal is whatever, you try to break that down into your months and then into your days. So I'll kind of go through this. This will make sense in a minute. So you want to go and have intention for everything you're doing. So your very first thing, and this is one thing I'd like to kind of do with each promoter on my team, is where do you want to be? So what rank, what volume, right? So there's no right or wrong answer. Some people don't want to like spend hours and hours growing a crazy awesome business, which I don't understand why, but some people don't. And some people, right? But there is no right or wrong answer. But just knowing where you want to either rank or volume, and I can discuss that with each person one-on-one, but kind of figuring out where you want to go with this. So that's step number one. Step number two is what is it that's going to, what do you have to do to get you to that volume or that rank, okay? So we would break it down like what you would need to do. Is it realistic? Like you can't become legend if you're not going to tell anybody that you sell ketones, right? So you have to, right? So what is it going to take you to get there? Then number three, what is your personal investment? So how many hours are you going to invest? How much money are you going to invest? They talked a lot at Epic about you need to invest in your business. You need to invest in yourself. Time, like listening to the Pruvit Pulse calls, that's time, that's investment, so you get more educated. You do any business, like if you can sell 5 and 10 day experience packs, your business is going to grow faster than if you don't, because it's so much easier. It's that like low-lying thing. Somebody's like, you know what, I might try 5 or 10 days, but if they need to go online, set up an account, put in their credit card, and commit to 30 days, you might lose them. So that's just an awesome way to start them. They get to try all the products. It kind of lowers that fear. So that's where you need to know, like, you need to invest in that. I don't know how to, when people join on, I'm just going to figure out how to mute. So can everybody just mute themselves? There we go. So then number four, if you aren't doing number 1, 2, and 3, number 4 doesn't really matter. So it's called activity. So we all know when we first started out, one of the other things was we were all doing a lot of activity. When we first started out, we were all gung-ho, we were all excited, so we were spreading it out to everyone. And so sometimes, life gets busy and we don't do that. So in order for you to get to your rank and your volume, to find out how to get there, you need to do your activity. So this, I'm just a second, I have a lot of notes from this, so I just want to make sure that I cover everything. Right, so your activity has to be not on how am I going to sell this product, it's more on how am I going to get more people to sample this product or to watch the video, right? So take your activity not as in how you're going to get sales, but how you're going to get more people's eyes on the videos or more people drinking a sample. That is what you want to concentrate on for activities. So everybody is different in personalities. There actually is a guy named Jared, and I think he's like at rank 8 or 9. He has built his business by going into malls, food courts, urban gas stations, and like talking to complete strangers. That is probably not going to work for a lot of us, but I'm just saying like that is one way you could build the business. You can do it social media. You can do all social media and no mixers. You can just do mixers. And I think everybody on the call knows what I mean by mixer, but like so having people over to a location, shaking it up, talking about it, whatever way. And you can do a combination of everything. But in order to get those activities, you need to plan your month. So you get your year plan. So you're going to say, my month this year, I'm going to plan it and I'm going to have, like I say, you're going to figure out what your activity is, but you're going to say like, I'm going to have 2 mixers a month, or I'm going to, do a Facebook Live every day. And I'm going to, like if you're going to do like a Facebook thing, you have to be consistent and put lots of effort into that and do that. If you're going to do mixers, you're going to have to be consistent, because your first few, you might not get a lot of traction, but as you consistently do it and put in the effort, it will start to grow. And anyway, there's a whole bunch of other different things you can do for activities, and you need to be consistent on your 5 and 10 days. One of the things that I think is awesome, which I never did before, is when people get 5 and 10 days experiences, to really be reaching out almost daily, but not do it like, how are you feeling? Do you have better energy? Do you have better sleep? Are you right? Don't do that, because if they're not, like for me, it was day 4. So had Tanya messaged me the first couple of days, I'd been like, no, I don't notice anything. Like, this is crazy, right? So, but they said to reach out every day and actually put in like maybe a doctor video or some type of thing, because they're drinking it, and then you are sending them something and short and sweet, like a 4 or 5 minute video, maybe like an 8-minute video. If you were going to send them like a Dr. Heather Facebook video that's like 25 minutes long, narrow it down for them and say, you know what, at minute 10 they talk about Crohn's, if that person has Crohn's, like, right, you might find that interesting. Do something, but every day of their 5 or 10 day, shoot them one little thing that is just a nugget. Now, hey, I just saw this and thought of you, right? And leave it at that. And then you're getting them to realize the benefits of what they're drinking. So I hope that makes sense. That's what the top rankers are doing. And it really, to me, totally makes sense, because if you are messaging them and saying, how are you doing? And they're not feeling it, you're actually making a worse experience, because you're actually, you know what I mean? Like, I hope that makes sense to everybody. So you have to plan your activities. So every month, you take your calendar. Usually on most calendars, like there's a bottom part with like for notes, maybe put in what you want done that month and then start plugging it in to your month. Okay. So if every day if you're going to be using social media, every day posting, you don't post ketones like every single day, but like, right, you can put like a little like message behind it, like, wouldn't have got through my workout without without my powder, without my whatever, right? Like, you can put little like underlying things, but just make sure that people are seeing you for you, so that they're like, they can resonate with you, because that's who you're trying to attract. And that was like the biggest thing is that we are marketers, so we have to market ourselves. We're going to attract people like us, and that's how we have to go. You're not going to attract, if you might get the odd person that wants to know about it that isn't like you, but realistically, you're going to attract more people that are just like you. Okay, so another thing they had mentioned, so activities, so trade shows. Some people aren't, like comfortable with Facebook, and if you're not comfortable, push yourself out of your comfort zone. But so like trade shows, doing lunch and learns. Like if you know anywhere, if you know a business that they have lunches, maybe seeing, could I provide lunch and talk about my business to people in that office? I could see that working well, maybe in an office. Like my sister has an insurance office, right? So it's a lot of ladies that are sitting there all day that, they want better energy, better mood, those kind of things. So offices where people are sitting most days, they usually have 2 set lunch hours. So you might be able to do somewhere there. But it's just kind of thinking of other ways to make more of a warm market. The thing about Facebook is if you are posting things on Facebook and asking for feedback and stuff, when you reach out to that person, don't jump on them lightly, right? Like, oh my gosh, I had to buy my ketones, right? If somebody comments and things, you just say, hey, right? So Kathy, hi Kathy. So Kathy, were to comment on my post and she wasn't drinking ketones and I hadn't talked to her in 10 years, I could just be like, hey Kathy, how's the last 10 years been? How are you doing? What's going on? Don't be like, did you see him selling ketones? Like, right? Because you wouldn't do that. When I worked at RBC, I would have never, if somebody commented, been like, hey, do you need a mortgage? Like, I wouldn't have done that, right? So really just be normal. Be like, just like start striking up conversations. Probably 5 times out of 10, somebody's gonna, like, I go like to the mall and stuff and they're like, man, Cam, like, what is this shit you're talking about on Facebook? Like, what are you doing, right? So it's just funny. So people are watching. Not one, they've never commented on a post, never liked it, but they are watching. And someday, either them or someone they know is going to talk about ketones and they're going to go, oh my God, Karen, message her, she'll tell you about it, right? So you are creating curiosity by using social media. I like social media because it's free. You can reach a ton of people and everybody's on it. So it's almost like the phone, like when people first got a telephone, it was way easier than using mail, right? Because before people had to mail people to try to sell something. Then people got the phone and they're like, this is awesome, I can call them. And now you just use social media because it's so much easier. There's a ton of people on it. So I just want to get back to my notes. I could talk forever, as everybody knows. Okay, so where's your gift, right? And I know we talked about this a bit, but really hone in on what your gift is and be 10 times that, okay? Like really let your gift shine. And we can, one-on-one, I can talk with any promoters and go through this and help you. Where can you, okay, so we can talk about like where you can meet new people each month. Again, using your gift zone to try to find it. But we talked about, so when you first start, you can do, get like lots of volume because you just started sharing it. It's your close friends and family. And then all of a sudden, you kind of, we call it your warm market, so people that you know. So sometimes getting a cold market would be those kind of things of like having a mixer and maybe seeing if your friends would want to invite any friends, going to a trade show. If you're using social media and you have a page, paying for an ad to try to reach out to get more of a warm market. So if somebody likes or comments on a post that you don't know them, they now became somewhat warm. They're not completely cold. They liked your post. So you could just message them and say, hey, thanks for the like. What did you like about my post? Right? But keep it right just so that it's, I don't know, more like normal how you would talk to somebody. Yeah, so for 5 days, follow up, right? And maybe I'll make a few lists, but the Dr. Andy and Brian Underwood video, I don't know if everybody's seen that, but it looks like they're being interviewed on a news station. It's like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Anyway, it's a really good video. That's a good one to send. The Dr. Dom video, where he's talking about how it originated for the Navy SEALs and that That's a really good one. So during that 5 and 10 days, shooting things and going like, hey, this is Dr. Don. He's the University of South Florida. He actually invented that Orange Dream one that you're drinking, right? And now he's researching into like cancer and obesity and those things. Like, this is an amazing product, right? So it's just, you know what I mean? Putting in those things. Third party can be better than constantly using Pruvit things because it's really validating us. If you have anybody with cognitive issues, using some of Mary Newport's videos, so Alzheimer's, brain trauma, those kind of things. And always, you can just shoot me a message and go, this is the person, maybe, right, what should I do? And as you get doing it, it will get easier and easier. So this one I really liked, the elevator pitch. So, and I don't know who on this call has been in sales and not. I was in sales with Marriott and an RBC. So you they make you have like an elevator speech of like a 30, 60 second, something that if you get in an elevator with somebody and wanted to explain what it is that you do, how to say it without coming off weird, right? Anyway, so the elevator pitch, I think this is awesome. So most times when someone says, what do you do? People love to talk about themselves, right? We all love to be like, oh, you know, I do this and that. Instead of answering what it is that you do, you ask them a question back and you say, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? Because they're so used to like, when you ask somebody what they do and they like rant and they go on and on, you're like, okay, I really didn't want to know. Right? Like, we've all been there that we've asked somebody what they want to do and they're just like, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry I asked. But if you go back with a question, it kind of like messes with their mind because they thought you were going to like talk on and on about yourself. So when you come back and say, well, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And then depending on their answer, majority of people don't know anything. So most people are going to be like, oh, I don't know. And then you can say, I actually sell ketones. Have you ever drank ketones? Because 99% of this world has never drank ketones and they don't know what it is. So for most people, this is right. And then they're going to say, well, like, what is it? And you could say something along the lines of like cellular energy that helps you burn fat and optimize body performance. People are like, what the hell did she just say? Right? Like, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like, and it'll be intriguing because I'm the worst. I used to always tell people, well, you eat carbohydrates, it gives you glucose, right? And like go on and on and on. And then they're like, oh my God, Karen doesn't shut up, right? So this is just an easier way that you've created curiosity and you've done this. So you've got to find something that works for you, but just know that if you can just do a few tweaks, instead of them being like, oh my God, I don't want them to talk anymore, they're now like saying like, I don't know what ketones are. And they're like leaning in and actually wanting to hear what it is you're doing because they've never heard that before, right? So being excited, being right, but trying to keep it's simple at first. And really then if you were somewhere and like, because it's your elevator speech, that's when you say, you know what? So I sell cellular energy that helps you burn fat and optimize body performance. What's your cell number? Can I shoot you a video that explains it? Then you have their cell phone number, so you gained a contact in your phone, and you shoot them the video and let the video do the talking. So that's what a lot of the top rankers are doing, and it really, to me, totally makes sense. The simpler you keep it and the more energy, then you haven't turned people off, because when you get too salesy, it turns people off. So I think, okay, so have fun. One of the things is sometimes we get so concentrated on trying to sell the product that we're not having fun. It's actually, if you start having more fun, having more mixers, having more fun with your Facebook, having more fun, you are going to create more warm leads that you can then share this product with. And it will naturally morph into that. So have fun. Honestly, this is like a great product. Like, I don't know if Jackie's on. Jackie, last night, I think we had a ball last night. We had a mixer at Jackie's house. It was so much fun. I left. I came home. I was like, that was awesome. Like, right? Like, it was so fun. So, and that those people, whether, right, will, you know, maybe sign up as customers, and then they might tell more people, and you're just having fun and sharing it. But really try to make sure if you're getting stressed and not having fun, try to figure out, like, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm trying to sell a box. I should be sharing this and doing the activities on how to share it, because then the other things will come into place. But yeah, so that is pretty much my whole spiel. But I just thought, like, for me, it really made a lot of sense. So I'm gonna literally, I actually wrote it out really small on the first few pages of a brand new book. So now every day it'll be at the very front, so I can flip through and be like, oh yeah, I talked too much on my elevator speech yesterday. I got to simmer it down, and just kind of keep reminding myself, because we're not going to be perfect, right? But the more we keep practicing at it, the better we're going to get. And I mean, I'm like really excited. Like, this company is exploding. Like, we are just going to keep coming out with more and more products. Brian Underwood, a lot of you guys, like, I've gone to 3 events now. He is protecting our company. He has done other MLMs. So we have like 7 patents on the AC11, which means nobody else will be able to touch that. So like, once the word gets out about how great AC11 is, and we have the patents, like, it's just going to really help explode. They're coming out with more things. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm just like you guys, but I know that he's working on it, and that's one thing. So I just want to, anytime that, sometimes there's like little tiny things in our business that are little hiccups, try to think of the bigger picture of the company. It is brand new. We are growing 30% month over month for the last 16 months. That is unheard of growth. So we are going to have some bumps in the road. Our system might crash, or, you know, payment might not go through. There is going to be those little things, but Brian is concentrating on making sure that there's patents in place to protect our things. He's making sure that the company's financially secure. Like, there's way bigger things than sometimes some of our little, and I mean, it seems very big to us because we've spent so much time, and I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but reach out to me or whoever enrolled you, or right, and we'll work through those little tiny bumps. And I mean, we message them, and they do. Like, when I started a year ago, there was way more bumps than today. So they are getting much better at it. And Brian is very good. If you shoot off support a message and are very polite and just explain the issue and what we could do to be better, then they'll listen. So, yeah, and if there is any bumps or whatever, just message me, and I literally will type up a thing and send it through to support and make sure that, you know, like, they kind of like things, you know, like, you know, I love the company, everything's really good. However, this is an issue. If there was a way that we could get our credit card payments to go through better, that would make our lives a lot easier, right? And they are working on that. Trust me, they don't want to make it hard for our customers to order either. So yeah, so I don't know if I do have everybody on mute, but if there's anybody that does have a question, just unmute yourself, and maybe you can just say if you thought this was helpful. And Kathy wants to say something? Yeah, go right ahead.
I do. Hey, Karen. I do. I really admire that you're doing this, just because I find people are scared because they don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
If you're explaining things in a simplified kind of way, like I kind of put a lot of videos on my site, but I like what you're doing, because if people are learning more, then they can educate other people more. So I think this is awesome what you're doing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any comments, feedback? Has anybody like done something that they think's worked or something? Honestly, like, it's good to share. And anything? No. But I will say, so the 5 and 10 day experiences are the best way to build your business. So one person loves orange and the next person hates it. And right, so the last thing you want to do is get somebody so excited, fired up, they order a 30-day box, and then, you know, we know what sometimes happens, right? And they don't have the education, they don't know what could happen. And so you want to make sure that, I mean, I always reiterate, like, the adaptation period. So people know, for me, like, anybody that's getting a 5 or 10 day from me does know that there's chances that they could be on the toilet, or wishing they were on the toilet, or like they know all of those things. So then there's no surprise, right? So setting that up, and I tell them, like, some people feel it within like 4 and 5 days. Some people it's longer, right? So setting that expectation, but being, yeah, that's one other thing. The Pruvit Pulse calls. So the Saturdays and the Mondays and Wednesday calls and stuff, honestly, those are huge. So I don't know if anybody listened to the Saturday, I can't remember who's this Saturday, but last Saturday was Mandy and Nick, I think. Anyway, they talked about all that 5 and 10 day experiences and how to create the best turning somebody from a 5 and 10 day into a customer. But you don't need to sit there and like just have your phone. Like, I listen to it. Darren's walking by. I sometimes listen to his calls like 2 and 3 times. They're awesome. That's our education piece, and they are the rank 8s, 9s, and 10s. They know how to do this business. So like when we're making supper, I'm playing it. If I'm making my coffee in the morning, playing it. Right? So they are huge as far as like the education piece. I'm going to do some videos. Tonight I had a lot of stuff to do. We got 7 minutes left. But I am going to start to do some videos more on ketones, ketosis, exactly how it works in our body, why it works and all that, so that we can all get more comfortable with any customers. But I highly recommend those. They know, I mean, Dr. Andy, Mary Newport, all those guys know so much, and you can gain so much from that. And those are ones. So I yesterday sent, well, I think I sent it to Jackie, that one of our Pruvit Pulse calls. So for her to send a bunch of customers that just ordered, but I sent it to probably 7 or 8 of my customers. I listened to it. It was Dr. Andy. I don't know who on this call listened to it, but it was Dr. Andy speaking. It's a really good one. Honestly, if you start firing that to your customers and just saying, hey, when you're like making supper tonight, press play on this. I think you'll find it interesting. And Dr. Andy is awesome to listen to. But educating people so that if they don't lose 15 pounds the first month, they don't give up on us, right? This product is not just for weight loss. It's about, like, there's a whole bunch of things. Fat loss is just a byproduct of using ketones for energy. But we all know that if you still eat way too many calories, if you have a lot of metabolic things going on, that might not happen right away. So we have to make sure that customers really can understand that. So that was that. But yeah, so I am going to do one. When I started going through my notes, I was planning on talking a little bit about ketones tonight, but I think that is probably quite a bit. But I would love some feedback. Does anybody have anything to say? Natasha, maybe do you mind just saying something about Epic, what you thought? Just to put you on the spot. I know,
right? Yeah, I was like, she's going to forget one at a time. No, Epic was amazing. The energy in that place was beyond words. And I was one of those, well, I still am a bit, but I'm working on it. One of those people that was always worried about what everybody else thought, because I was always anti-MLM, that kind of thing. I wasn't interested. So when I became interested, that's what I projected. So for me, doing the videos every day, pushing past that worry about people being judgmental of what I'm doing, and that was huge for me. And it's been great so far. The amount of interest people are coming out of the woodwork asking questions. So, and I was kind of shocked at how much that made a difference. So I recommend it highly to anybody that's not doing videos on a regular basis to give that a shot.
It is amazing, isn't it? Like, it is, but it also is very freeing. Like, now when I'm doing a video, I don't even get 30 days ago, I literally wanted to throw up. I was sweating. I had to change my shirt afterwards because I was so stressed about doing it. And now, but tonight I kind of was writing down a couple things. I was going to do it about March the 1st and this, and then I changed my topic and stuff, and I just kind of winged it. And I was like, oh my, not saying it's perfect, but it is crazy how not caring what anybody else thinks and just sharing it out there. But this last week, I've had just a ton of people message me and go, oh my God, I love that one. I don't remember what video I did the other day, but anyway, I had 7 or 8 private messages of people saying that was, just helped me get my motivation back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But not caring what people think is just an awesome thing for your health, for your own health.
Brain.
It's spring. I'm
It
like, I
is.
don't give a shit if you want ketones or not. I really don't. I'm going to share it with people. There is going to be people that want it, and there's going to be people that don't. And I'm not going to throw it down anybody's throat that doesn't want it. That's cool. It's not my thing, mind. And so just keeping it open. But and it's Natasha, even with listening to like Katie Rollins and Jessie Lee Ward and all those.
She's crazy, but I love her.
Right, but they all have such different personalities, but they are all themselves. Nobody like if Keto Mom tried to be Jessie Lee Ward, like that wouldn't work, right? Like it was definitely.
I couldn't be Jessie Lee Ward.
No, but she is hilarious. I love watching her videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys, I don't know if that did help. I really hope it did. It is really a matter of, and it doesn't even matter if you're just using it with Pruvit. Just your whole life, just making sure that whatever it is you want, kind of going after it. I do believe that this company is going to explode. I've just now I went to 3 events. I'm going to Kentucky on Sunday, and I am one of the cheapest people. I'm now like, spent I don't know how much we spent in Florida, but this will probably be another $2,000. And just as self-development, it's huge. So it's worth every penny. And I will bring it back and share with all you guys. I really do think that the leadership coaching and training will be really, really good for everyone. So I will bring back as much as I can. And maybe does anybody want to comment, like, would doing videos on ketones and ketosis, how it works, what the difference is between exogenous, so drinking it, and endogenous, your body producing it, those kind of things. Would that help? Like, would people want that, or I'm just trying to flip through? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm hoping. So I'm going to try to figure out the best way. So the one thing I worry about Facebook Messenger is I don't like, as much as it's good for everybody to put a thumbs up, I don't mind my Facebook Messenger going off the wall. Some people do, so I don't really want everybody commenting and thumbing up on it, only because then I don't want somebody else to remove themselves from the group and not hear about it. The problem with me pulling off Pruvit promoters from my back office is that there's a lot of promoters who aren't real, my husband being one of them, my son being one of them. So because, before we so a while ago, it was cheaper to buy experience packs as a promoter. And so, we were doing things, but we don't recommend that anymore. I was new. I was doing what I thought was right. But anyway, it ends up now that there's a lot of, I look at people, I'm like, well, that's somebody's husband. That's this person. So I can't pull that and message people from that way. So I'm trying to do it through Facebook. So if you have anybody on your team that's not in the group, you can add them. And maybe we'll try not to do a ton of messaging in there unless it's really important, unless it's something that you think is that the whole group would want to hear. Just like I say, because there's some people that are using their phone at work, and the last thing they want it to do is being like ding, 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 ding. So yeah, all right. Anything else? We got less than a minute, so I hope that was good. And honestly, guys, I would love it if you would shoot me a message and tell me if you thought that this was useful and anything that you'd like to do Zoom calls on for training. So anyway, you guys are such a